Let's go and get started on the carved top on this P90 neck through. But it's come to my attention that some of you out there think I was in danger of hurting my fingers when I was doing drilling. If you look at my previous video, it looks like my hand is right next to the drill bit. I'll guarantee you my hand was nowhere near that drill bit. What it was, I had to set my cell phone up on my chair, and to get the right angle, it makes my hand appear closer to that drill bit than what it really is. I'll guarantee you my hand was, let's see if I can get this in camera here, it was about that far away, about 5 inches away from that drill bit. Guarantee it. I am number one on safety, and what it was, I posted a short on it, and I had a guy get on to me about safety. But I'll guarantee you my hands were nowhere as near that drill bit as it appears on that camera. And if you have a cell phone, you can play with the idea. You can set up an object and move your phone around, and you can make it appear like it's close or further away and still have quite a distance there. And again, I am on top of being safe. I got hurt one time, that's all it took. And I ran my hand through a router many years ago because I was routing the sides of a guitar, which I do not do anymore. You want to talk about safety? I don't route the sides of my guitars no more. I sand them off now, because when you get up on these crowns right here where the wood ends, you are more than likely going to chip out or rip out. And when that router grabs that, it happens in a split second. And one of the things I advise people on, anytime you're working with a piece of machinery, if it bucks, let go. Do not hang on. It's not worth you getting hurt. And I'll guarantee you that I have trained myself to let go. I don't care about the wood anymore. My fingers and my hands are more important to me than a piece of flipping wood. And I'm sorry if I get a little passionate about this, but again, those that know me out there know how safe I am around tools. And to assume that you see something that's not what you're really seeing is wrong. And I don't mind the comments. I love the comments. I love your input. And I agree with the guy. Yes, we all need to be safe. But again, if I didn't think I was safe, I would not have drilled them holes. That drill press I have is this one right here. It has I forget how many speeds. It has quite a few different speeds to it, and I have it at what I call a medium speed, because it's a speed that seems to fit all for woodworking, and especially for the Forstner bits. If you look at your Forstner bits, they recommend certain speeds, but I have never ever. You see how this mechanism works here? The only way that's going to come down on my hand is if I put it there. And so if this is down all the way like that, there's no way I'm going to put my hand in there. This guy mentioned he was afraid I was going to lose a divot. The only way I could lose a divot is my hand was right underneath the flipping drill press, right? My hand was at least 5 to 6 inches away from that work. And so when my camera was aimed over here a certain way, it makes that look like my hand is right on top of it, and it's not. And I have my computer hooked up to a big screen TV, 55-inch. And if you watch it on a big screen TV, you can see my hand is nowhere near that. But when you watch it on your cell phone or anything else small like that, it's going to make it look like I'm right on top of it, when I am not. So anyway, with all that said, I'll get started on this carved top, and I'll guarantee you I'm going to do it the safest way I can. And now let's talk about bandsaws. You want to talk about safety on bandsaws? I see many videos where guys have their shield all the way up and they're cutting, and I can tell you, their fingers are at least that close to their work. No. You set that gauge to the thickness of your work. I don't care what you're working on. You set that gauge. That gives that blade more stability, and this helps keep your fingers out. Not guarantee you, if you're over here somewhere, you're going to cut your finger, yeah. But if you're over here and you bump that, you're not going to, at least it'll warn you before it cuts you. And you always use push sticks. I'm always grabbing stuff and pushing my work through. I will never ever push a piece of wood through with my finger right there in line with the drill, the bandsaw. And that is one of my pet peeves right here. Use your guards, people. Quit being so lazy that you can't move. You got time. It takes, look at, there's my guard. I unscrew the lock and move it. It takes all of just a couple of seconds to do that. A couple of seconds is worth your safety. And same way when it comes to a table saw. Now this table saw does not have one of those, I forget the name of it right now, that splitter on there. And this is an old table saw, but again, there's no need not to be safe. I use my push miter push saw thing here when I can, and if I can't use that, I use something like one of these pieces of wood to push my work through. My hands will never be close to that blade, never. And you always stand off to the side just in case you get a kickback. And believe me, I used to have a really nice table saw that was a direct drive. And if that thing kicked back, you better be standing out of its way, because that saw blade is not stopping. This one's belt driven, and at least it'll get hung up, but rarely does it hang up. And but when it does, the blade will stop. Then you just reach over and shut it off. But I've never had a kickback on this table saw yet. I've only had it a few months, so. But anyway, y'all, I am all about safety, and I told my wife that as soon as I posted that the other day, that you watch, I'll get some people coming against me on what I did there. But that's all right. You know, you're all entitled to your opinions. But I'm just trying to tell you that I am not a goofball that just does things haphazard. And well, anyway, all right. Well, I'll bring you back in a little while. I'm going to get started on this carved top. I'll get you later.